Darcy breaks down multiple times, and Zaid shows his jealous and controlling side. We're here to break it all down. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I got it on this one after a few tries you guys don't even know about, okay? Welcome to the after show for Before the 90 Days. You've missed all of our faces. We have a lot to talk about. This 90-day train never stops. Go ahead and hop on. Join the family. I'm your host, Alex Bowers. To the left of me, I have Linda and Tweet.
Hi, guys.
You guys know Linda is great for all the news and gossip and gives great commentary.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
All the time. Then we have Stacey Olives.
I missed you.
Yeah, we love Stacey. Stacey's like she's the party of the group. Okay, you the turn up and you always go against what everyone else is thinking. We're like, wait, what, Stacey? If you don't say what Stacey wants, you're probably tuned into the wrong show. Honestly. And then we have Breanna Chianne.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. She will be all up in the comments, you guys. And she'll also have the shout-outs going.
Yes.
Make sure you guys are following along. We're gonna start with Rebecca and Zaid, just for anyone that's in the comments right now. So prepare the comments ahead of time. Rebecca talks about where she went wrong the night she went out with Zaid, and Linda will have a lot about that and more later on in our news and gossip segment. And I know you guys felt away, so you don't want to miss it. I mean, you guys felt away during that whole situation. What did you think about this episode altogether?
I wasn't surprised by Zaid, first of all, just because that's his culture. And Rebecca shouldn't be surprised either because it's not her first rodeo with someone that's controlling.
Mm-hmm. Stacey?
I liked it. I think we're getting a little bit different flavors, different cultures, seeing different, they're over there. And I think it's cool. I like that Timothy is now introduced to us and everything like that. I like seeing that. So I'm excited. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to get. Yeah. That's why I'm always excited.
Linda?
Yeah, I was about it. I loved everything about this episode. I was all the way in. I was like, this guy's telling you exactly who he is. He's been telling you from day one. You're not hearing him, so I'm not surprised that this is happening. And then Darcy, I'm a Darcy fan, so knowing that she gave this dude a bloody nose on their first night. Well, okay.
She was drunk.
Yeah.
I was tuned in for every couple. I actually was in it. You know, sometimes you may have an episode or two where you just kind of you just go, going with the flow episode or filler episodes. This one was really good for each person, each couple. And we have a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into Rebecca and Zaid. Let's start with the heat. Okay? So the age thing came up. Is it rude? Was it really rude? Because there's the language barrier and different culture. Some people it's straight up. They're not trying to be rude, but they want to know.
Exactly. I think because there is that cultural difference, I don't think it was rude. Yeah. I really don't. And it's a fair question because she had these pictures looking like she was 18 and she came looking 50. So if you're going to catfish, you should be okay with someone asking you, how old are you?
Yeah, I don't think it was a cultural thing. I think it was he's been showing his international girlfriend to them in pictures and videos, and then they see her in person, are you that same person? How old are you? I would say the same thing, because, look at that T-shirt. The T-shirt and the woman in person did not...
Don't compare.
Even her videos, she's still filtering it all the way out, so... I think it was a fair question.
Yeah.
I could see why people would get mad in those situations. Showing up, you're like, oh, this person looks like this. And you're like, whoa, hold up. You look all different. I think that she needs to face it already. Just get it over with. Face it all. Tell them her age. Tell them that, I do look different. Whatever. Because she's going to have to face it eventually.
She already faced it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So you might as well just get it over with and face that awkward uncomfortableness.
Yes. I want to talk about her being uncomfortable because
she was real
not only the age thing with, how old she really is, but also being around his friends. Yeah, it's a whole nother ball game.
I think it's when you have like-minded people of the like age, then, when you're much older, it does stand out because you're not talking and thinking about the same things. So I think it was uncomfortable for her. I thought it was funny how the friend was like, oh, I wish I could find myself an American girlfriend.
He said it'll happen soon.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. And then the whole tattoo issue, I thought that was interesting because again, that's not something that they do there. And so because she's sleeved out and talking about how it's like $3,000 an arm, and they're like, well, we could open a store with $3,000. I thought like just putting all that in perspective was really interesting.
They saw money bags when she said that.
Right. And this jacket, we saw her take it off twice, okay? She was ready to show the test. Fine, I'll just, it is what it is. And then later on, the bar scene, where, well, even if we back up a little bit, he was upset with how she was going out. And a part of me felt like she liked the attention. She was just called old on the field earlier, basically. She wanted him to be like, no, you look too sexy. Like these were like feeding her ego.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll play like, but this is what I want to wear. Fine, I'm wearing it. She needed that attention for herself to make herself feel better. But let's talk about the bar. Was it disrespectful what she did? Taking the jacket off after she said she would wear it? Or, or can she do what she wants?
I think it's the same thing as wearing something for the culture, because you kind of have to like show your respect, like going into it and being like, okay, this is how it is here. I know we're not in America, so you have to show that like respect. And if it's like, in some of the couples, the girls will wear things to respect the culture. It's the same thing. Like you need to also go in there and respect. I know you're this free woman, independent American woman, but also come on, be mature about it. Show respect for them. And I think I don't know how it is over there. I've never been over there, but only just hearing about the culture and stuff, it's disrespectful to dress like that. So
I travel a lot, and as you guys know, I was earlier this year in Africa, and although it's not a predominantly Muslim country, it's definitely a Christian country. There's still those same type of things where you have to respect the culture, you have to respect where you are. Tattoos aren't a big thing, so like, you're covering tattoos if you have them, because you're just showing respect. It might not be your thing, but you're respecting the place that you are. And I think that for Rebecca, I think it's what you said. I think she wanted the attention, and that's why she took her jacket off. And she wanted to be defiant, because he was saying, that's not how women are here. And she's like, I'm a free woman. I can do what I want. Hear me roar. Which is fine, but have respect too.
And don't you know what you're getting into? Like, what are you doing saying, then date an American man that's like, oh, independent. You know what I mean? Yeah. Women and all this stuff. Then don't go for someone that's like totally opposite.
Breanna,
like,
what do you think?
She wants him and wants to change him.
Kimberly Mayfield says Rebecca is so disrespectful. This episode shed a lot of light on why her previous marriages haven't worked. All relationships are built on communication and compromise, and she can't do either well. And I can see that to a certain extent. However, if we're going to talk about compromise, Zaid has to compromise as well, because at the same time, he's the one that's going to the U.S. where stuff like this is normal. So in a way, he has to start working on adjusting to see his woman show skin and show cleavage, and her tattoos are going to be out. And he has to be okay with seeing it on other women out there.
He's never going to adjust. He has said, you guys, since day one, who he is. Am I the only one hearing it?
Then he shouldn't be going to America.
He says
he's on the wrong show.
But like you go in to date someone, and you're like, if they tell you I am who I am, then that's what you're getting into. They're not going to change him.
That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. He's a grown man. She's a grown woman. He says, I'm jealous and controlling. I'm jealous and controlling.
Yeah, he owns it.
And he owns it.
Nice.
So
good for him.
that's
Honest.
it.
Rebecca looked like a soccer mom when she was driving him to that game.
Yeah. I honestly, whatever she gets is what she deserves.
Yeah.
He's so honest, and I really like that. Yes, it may come off like, it's just too much, but everything he said he's controlling, he said he's jealous. He told you this from jump. So you saying, well, get used to it. Not in Tunisia.
Right.
He doesn't have to get used to anything until he gets to the States. So how he acts when you're out in public in Tunisia has nothing to do with how he'll act in America. Yes, okay, he's super jealous or whatever, but he's in his country right now.
So can you imagine if he comes to America and he's isolated and his only focus is Rebecca?
It's a train
How much
wreck.
more jealous and controlling he'll be? Give me a break. Like,
Listen,
if he's telling you who he is, believe him.
he'll switch up as soon as he goes to the beach.
That's why I think it's
Oh my God.
He'll switch up.
That's gonna be
real quick. It's like,
that's gonna be a wrap.
I was going to say.
it's over, okay?
I think it's just like an infatuation stage. I think she does this and she jumps in. Like you guys said, she fell in love with emojis, right? Like
Yeah.
so she jumps in and she's like, oh shoot. damn, this is how it's gonna be. Like,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah. It takes.
It's just frustrating. Yeah.
It is frustrating, but like we said, she knows what she's getting herself into already. So honestly, no
She's in
sympathy
denial.
points there at all. You guys, if you don't already know, we have so many 90-day shows. Obviously, AfterBuzz shows too. But first, I kind of want to tell you about the 90-day ones. Linda's on a news and gossip one, and we also have The Other Way. We have The Family Chantel.
You guys are on that.
This one, follow Stacey. You know, she has an Instagram as well. But let's get into the shows that we actually have, the genres, the other shows that we have here. Can you tell us about them?
Of
Breanna?
course, we have so many options for everybody out there who loves TVs or movies or books. We got thrillers, we got actions, we got comedies, we got horrors, but we just want to make sure that we express how much we appreciate all of our viewers from everywhere, all over the world,
Hey, y'all.
of all shapes and colors and ethnicities. We want to say thank you so much for making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV talk. We wouldn't really be doing much if we didn't have anybody to talk to other than each other. So it's really great to be able to talk to you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're listening to us on iTunes. And if you are listening to us on, like, comment, and subscribe if you're listening to us on YouTube. And make sure you give us 5 stars on iTunes.
Please and
The
thank
fans
you.
make the show.
They do.
Yeah.
Like, they keep me entertained.
You guys are everything.
You guys are everything.
It's so loyal.
Any fan shout outs right now?
Yes, we have a lot of fan shout outs. We have Selwonk here. We got Stephen Forvan. Kimberly Mayfield's always here, girl.
Welcome
hey.
back.
Hey, girl, hey.
Nikia Emmanuel. We got Aaron H. Chuck Williams. The list goes
Woo,
on
I
and
love this.
on. Kari E. We got a lot of people here.
Cardi E?
Kari E.
Oh, Cardi.
You
I was
thought,
like, Cardi B.
you thought, girl.
Not Cardi B.
She might be watching too on a fake account. Who knows?
Hilarious. So for anyone, well, for everyone, yeah.
There's a couple of people that we have not seen before, like Stephen Forvan,
Yeah,
and
Stephen.
XV Jew 77,
Aaron
and Carrie
H.
E, and Angelica. I just want to shout out some of the new people as
The
well.
list goes on.
So much
Brandon
for
Freeman.
Yes.
Yes. Keep the comments coming. For anyone in the comments right now, this is just a heads up. We're going to go to Caesar and Maria, and then Avery and Omar. Then we'll go down the list. I'll keep you updated on who we are moving on to. So for Caesar and Maria the Ghost.
Can we just say Caesar?
Okay, we'll just say Caesar. But we're going to have to bring her up anyway. He begins his journey to Mexico without her, without any conversation with her. He hasn't talked to her in a couple days. Like, he's like, it is what it is. But you guys, what I want is some of his positive energy to just sprinkle on me. Not the desperate situation that he has going on, but just his outlook on things. If there's one thing about Caesar, is that he's full of hope. Yes. Thoughts, Linda? You over here shaking in your boots.
Okay, so I'll just go like this first. If you can see my notes, there's not very many for Caesar because nothing's happening in his life, but it just says That's how I feel about him. I feel and I don't feel. I feel like he's feeding himself that it's hope, but it's not hope. He knows that he has been catfished, but he doesn't want to own it. He doesn't want to be like, hey, it's been 5 years. I've never met this girl. I keep sending her money. I'm not hearing from her now. The reality would be, oh, this was all fake, which we know it is. But he wants to not feel like a fool. So he's going to feed you, but I live and breathe on hope, and I know that this is going to work out because I just know. Stop playing.
I mean, I think he's desperate, but I still do feel like he's very hopeful.
How come he can't meet a girl here?
Who wants that? Like, who wants a man that's going to spend all of this time chasing after a woman in another country, sending her all of this money? There's nothing attractive about that in a man.
5 years? You haven't met her in 5 years, but she's your fiance?
She hasn't said your name in the video.
Exactly.
She calls you her husband or whatever.
Baby.
Her baby.
It's crazy because I never believed that. Like, even here I've heard about, like, guys that spend money on girls and just to, like, talk to them or just to, like, have them, around or just to, like, send them pictures and stuff. And this is true.
I can't be in the live chat.
I know. I was just...
Please, what are they talking about?
It's Nakia. I'm trying to tell you need to be a comedy writer.
She said Caesar is just digging a hole for himself. He's going to end up straight to China and should stay there.
Caesar, Do better.
Caesar's Instagram is popping, they say.
Oh, it is. I need to go check that out.
Mr. Ollie would have said he is delusional for real. That's true.
So, does anybody feel like we'll see Maria at all? Anybody hopeful?
I'm going to tell you this, and I told you guys this in News and Gossip a few episodes back. We're never going to meet her. She did not agree to do the show. What she did agree to do was allow them to use her picture and any video that she has sent him. But they have long broken up. And broken up in the sense that they never met, and she just stopped responding to him.
Oh, they never met ever.
They never met ever. They broke up before.
Spoiler.
Yeah, all of it. So we're not going to meet her. But what I do think, like we said before, or at least I said, is I think he's going to go to Mexico and do like a Ricky and meet someone there and start all over. That's the only way he stays on the show and relevant.
Yeah, I agree. There's a
backup for the backup. There's a backup.
Absolutely.
And then there's going to be another backup.
Yep.
Hey guys, I just wanted to show you all this nice little video we have of Caesar's Instagram right here.
Thank you. I was like, what is his Instagram? What?
You are kidding.
Linda, that's for you.
What just happened?
Linda, that was all for you.
Blindsided.
First of all,
You know what?
Wait, what is he saying?
What?
I can't tell.
the shirt,
Ripping?
the shirt was pre-ripped.
At the top.
There was
A little
Velcro.
bit.
Yeah.
A little Velcro. Or he probably just cut a little bit right here, like, yeah, let me. That is a mess, Caesar. We didn't know that's how it was going down.
Focus on yourself and work on yourself, and then get happy, and then go date. Because he just seems like, he's pretty.
It's gonna be tough on him after women see this.
Yeah.
But, some
Doesn't he
people don't
meet
care,
women
but
at the nail shop?
What
about
Every
They don't
single
take him
day,
serious.
right? Doesn't he
Yeah.
meet people
There has
every
to be
single day?
one.
Well,
now?
he's
there.
too busy talking to them about Marie.
Yep. He is.
So-
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Maria.
Okay.
Maria, yeah.
We're gonna take. I'm like
We're all
shook.
shook.
Like he really just Tarzaned us.
He hasn't even paid his bills, you guys. He's like not paying his bills. He's
Yeah.
addicted.
Yeah.
This is obsession.
Yeah. He's
Nor
eating
Charles
all
said
the money.
clown.
Top
Yeah.
ramen every day. I mean, I'm not hating.
He
I
needs,
love top
yeah,
ramen,
a
but-
clown. He needs the red nose.
Yeah.
He's missing the red nose. That's about it. Okay, let's move on to Averys and Omar. And we should just add Teri, okay?
Yeah, throw
because
her
she's
in
a
there.
part of this relationship for now. Averys goes dress shopping and brings her man along. What did you guys think about that? Was it nice, or what? Should she have left him at home?
I don't know. I think it's weird to have your soon-to-be with you because it kind of spoils the surprise element of it. But I mean, if she doesn't care, then I don't care.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if that's a cultural thing, then
Yeah.
I respect him. I think that it was good that he did come because they're sharing in that moment for a first as well.
Stacey?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big problem.
So her mom is basically just concerned that she's too busy listening to someone and that she'll get tired of it.
The live chat is shook like us. Like they cannot get it. They're saying, I cannot unsee that. I cannot unsee that.
Yes.
They're just going to be playing that. How many hits does that have
What
on
the
it?
hell was that? Can you
No, we're
stop?
talking about Caesar for anyone tuning in, but we just hopped back for just a second. But for anyone that's still talking about Caesar, we'll talk about him in predictions. We'll read some of you guys' predictions. But back to Averys. So her mom is concerned that she's listening to what someone else is saying right now and that she's going to change, and not want that anymore. Do you guys really see Averys changing again, or do you think this is like who she is now? Like she made that quick change, something may have happened because we have our thoughts. But do you think she will stick with this, or do you think she'll stray a little bit?
I think if she gets married, she will stick with it. As long as her marriage lasts, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she has something to prove and she doesn't want to prove her family right. But I think she's going to want to change, but she's just not going to let herself.
Or maybe this is a way to get away from her mom. Not like this is the only reason, but I see that her mom has a lot of control over her and a lot of say in her
No.
life. Maybe it's a way.
She's
I think
mad
it's very
now,
lax.
but I agree. Back in the day when Avery was Avery,
Yeah.
She was rebelling
was
in
showing
some
up
way
to all
against
the
her
parties
mom.
in the booty
Yes.
shorts.
Gymnastics and everything.
Yeah, her mom was here for it.
Yeah.
She's just shooketh about this whole situation and how quickly she changed. Yes, we get ignorant vibes all the time, and we're sticking with it because that's what it is. But I don't know.
I think that, and I'm going to stick to this again, I say it every week, I think that something has happened to Avery that we don't know about yet. And I point to when she talks about the halal dress and how halal means good. And she's like, old Avery is bad, new Avery is good. So what is so bad about old Avery, and what made you want to do such a 360 change in your life where you went from being a part-time Christian to a full-time Muslim and then completely covering yourself up, which is fine. If you found yourself, you found yourself, but I still think that it stems from something more.
We think something happened.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think that Teri is definitely disrespectful, but I also think she's testing the situation. That's why she's like, we're celebrating. You can have a drink? She's like, Mom, you know what? Like, I don't
She's doing
drink.
it on purpose.
She's doing it on purpose. And, you know, you can Google whatever you want to Google. You can Google Muslim wife. You're looking at the first article that agrees with you, but that doesn't mean that that's everything. Do your research and give it a fair chance. But instead, you throw out the key buzzwords that are going to throw Omar off a little bit because, again, you're testing the situation. It's like she's poking holes here, here, and seeing if this is something that is a true thing, which I get because she's a mom and she's probably a little fearful that this is all brand new and she's losing her baby. But at the other time, you know, have some respect.
Yeah, it comes off disrespectful.
Yeah.
She comes off as ignorant, and she acts like she doesn't care.
Yeah.
When she's doing the research on her phone, we can talk about that too.
Yes.
It was, the whole thing was rude, and she and he's over here laughing because, like,
Shout out to
he's
him
like-
for having that patience.
he
Yeah.
was just cute. Like, what?
Yeah.
And yes, his words got a little mixed up. Like, she's good, you know. She doesn't do anything, but he didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
We knew what he meant when Stacey over here perking your lips.
I
What do you
like
think?
him. I
Okay.
like them. I think he's cute. I think she's cute. I think
they're cute
they get
together.
along. And I
Yeah.
think the mom is just in the mix and she needs to like
Yeah.
figure herself
And
out.
I wish that she would let them have some alone time. Like,
Yeah.
she goes everywhere. They can't even sleep together. They don't
That's
go
what
out
I'm
on dates
saying. She's
together.
trying to
She's
get
about
away.
to leave her, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She is about to leave
Yeah.
her. But I do want to say, on top of the whole thing about Teri being controversial, it also goes to show with the whole thing about buying the dress. When Omar was saying she can't wear something that's too form-fitting, and Teri takes special offense to it, and she says, well, how would Omar feel if we told him what to do? You can't tell Omar what to do because you're in his country. It's like the same thing with Rebecca and Saeed. You can't go to someone else's country and think that you can just do your own thing and it's going to be okay. On top of that, Omar is going to be coming to America. So you don't have anything to tell this grown man because that's not your husband.
Right.
That's for Avery. So she needs to mind her business a little bit and back off.
Absolutely. I really don't know what more can be said. You just
good
literally,
job.
yeah. I mean, you literally said it all. Something's got to give. Obviously, her mom is about to go back, so we'll see how it plays out, or we'll see if they even really care about each other as deeply as they make it seem. But I feel like Avery, regardless, she's gonna try to force this thing.
Absolutely.
She's just too in deep at this point. And one of you mentioned, I think it was you, Breanna, that she's not going to let her family be right.
No, not at all.
This is like
yeah.
anything against my family, I will do.
What a way to live your life.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but she's
gosh.
also only 19, right? So she's still finding herself.
She's
so.
19, but she's very sure of herself for the most part.
Exactly.
Yeah, but when you were 19, you were sure of yourself. I
But
was
not
sure,
sure
of myself.
enough to go to Syria
Yeah, I'm
and
not
get married
moving.
just
I
because of a man I
mean-
met on the internet because I want to
mean,
defy my family.
You thought you knew it all, and I think that that's where she is.
Okay.
But I like them together, though, Omar and
Yes.
Avery. I think
I-
they're cute.
I
I
like
think
them
he's a cute
together.
pick. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's like disrespectful really. I think he's handling himself well. I think with that mom, I mean, he's got some patience.
Monique Rattel Babine says, I think Avery is searching for something. She's still very young and could possibly be that something that has happened. So she's basically agreeing with what we said too.
Yeah. 100%. What does BCD say?
A lot.
Too much?
I don't even get
The
it.
best thing for the
Yeah.
mom is to use reverse psychology. It's not going to work. Avery, she sees through this. You guys, she's a lot smarter than the average 19-year-old. I'm telling you.
Facts.
So
and very manipulative.
Yes, it's not gonna go down.
Salwonk is asking, isn't Syrian on the ban list for visitors to come to America? They are. So travel ban on Syrians, but that's why they're getting married and trying to go through the K-1 visa process that way.
Yep. All right,
She
Darcy
still hasn't told her mom either, right? That she's gonna.
No,
she straight up lied and said that.
She lied. All right, you guys, we're gonna move on to Darcy and Tom. She was on another level of fragile. This
feel
episode.
for her. I do. I feel for Darcy. I think Darcy, she definitely wears her heart on her sleeve. I think that she struggles with insecurity. I think she struggles with image issues. And I think at the end of the day, she just wants to be loved, and that's why she needs to be reassured all the time. That's why you see in this episode, she's like, where do we stand? Are we exclusive? She tells him, I love you. And all those things I get would freak someone out that you just met. Like, yeah, you've been talking for 4 years, but you just met me yesterday. You know what I mean? So my heart goes out to her because I know that she's full of love and she wants to be loved. That's it.
I think she emotionally opened up to him a lot and probably was talking to him a lot through the Jesse situation and was so vulnerable in that. So she felt a connection where he was just like, oh, I haven't met you yet, whatever. But I think she, when you emotionally connect with someone, it's different. So I love her. I think she's still hurt too, though, from the whole Jesse situation. I think she's still
Was the
recovering.
timing okay? Like when they had the boat date? Was the timing okay for her to ask about his other lady?
I think it was too early. She said love you in that same date, and then she asked about others, and then asked if they were exclusive. That's a lot on your first date out.
Yeah,
it's a lot to ask us. At least for me, I would be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Darcy lives in a land of of delusion. Honestly, I liked her. But I can only like you for so long when you keep on pulling pathetic stuff like this. Like, it gets to a point where it's just laughable. And she's being so pushy with everything. When they're walking down to the boat, she says, walking down the aisle. Are we, girl, relax. Like, you can barely walk in your pumps. Like, just
sharing the
concentrate. And sharing the bed. She's crying because she's like, I just don't want to sleep by myself.
But
like, that's not what it is.
It's hard not to like
her. It's easy for me not to like her because I can't want better for someone that doesn't want better for themselves.
And guys say a lot, okay, in the beginning, some men. So, like Jesse probably manipulated her in the beginning, and who knows what Tom has said to her. You know what I mean? And then on camera, she seems like the crazy one, but you don't know. Like in the beginning, she's like, oh, we're going to have a life together. You know what I mean? Like, paint this pretty picture, and maybe she did, open up and become vulnerable and all this stuff, and I don't know.
But if that was the case, then she wouldn't have had to ask him what's their status.
Yeah, true. And he just felt awkward, and we saw how he, we saw
if he's the
true
player
reaction.
that he says he is, then he does have a lot to say to women to wheel them in. So he has to say something.
You know what I would love to see? I would love for her to just go and have a great time because she's traveling. She's in London. Be wined and dine. Enjoy your experience and see, what if anything comes from that, rather than trying to dissect every single minute and trying to find out where you stand in the relationship. Just go with the flow. I think that would be a much better thing to do than this. But I have to say, him waking up with this the toilet paper stuff, I was
she was so embarrassed.
So Darcy went all the way in.
Well,
and the bed, crying because she wanted him to sleep in the bed with her.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But then he finally allows her, and she elbows him in the nose and gives him a bloody nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cute.
It's a lot. Okay, moving on. Timothy and Jennifer. So really with this couple, we got to know Jennifer a little bit better. She models, we see her baby girl, and she seems very, I wouldn't say I feel like she knows what she wants, and she's not going to take this BS, whether, some people have preconceived notions about her, she only wants the money, and some of us on this panel may have thought that, but what do you think about her after seeing her talk to the camera and getting to know her a little bit more this episode?
Well, being somebody that's watched 90 Day from the very beginning, I've noticed a pattern with a lot of ladies of South American descent. Family is a really big thing. So the money, I'm sure, is a plus, but I do think she values him as a father for her daughter and a potential husband.
Right.
And you also, the way the cultures are is the man is the provider. So, like, you do provide. You know what I mean? Like, that's how, I mean, I'll be straight up. That's how I was raised. Like, a man is a provider. Like, that's how our cultures work, you know? And so, it's like, coming from that, and then she also expects him to be faithful and not have all these females around, an ex around. You're playing with fire if you're going to have an ex around. I'm sorry, but if you're going to continue talking to her and all of that. So I don't think she's doing anything wrong. I think she's just saying what she wants, and she has some confidence in herself. It's like, you know what? I look good. I have a lot you know, she has stuff going for her, so why not demand, like, some stuff?
Yep. And she knows.
Get it, girl.
She's out of his league. Girl, use that to your advantage if that's what you have to do. Whatever. Because, I mean, he's playing. He's trying to play.
Yeah, he's trying to play,
so you can do what you got to do in this situation. Linda, what are your thoughts?
I think that if you come to the table exactly who you are and you say who you are, then that's fine. I think that I liked finally that they came together, and she's bringing to the table everything that she says she's bringing to the table. You knew who she was. This is what she's looking for. And you saw a little bit of vulnerability too, which I appreciated about her. And, you know, he was going based off of looks and status and all of that stuff. So I was actually happy to see them connect. And I'm interested to see where their story is going to take them, because they definitely are coming from two different perspectives, but they're both coming, like, open. Like, I'm looking for, like, the trophy, and I'm looking for the relationship, but the money, because I thought it was funny. The first picture she showed her friends was the Ferrari, not his selfie, but his car. Yeah, so.
I think because I do think Timothy does like her, and I agree about the whole materialistic stuff. However, I think his insecurity is why he keeps bringing up Veronica to her. I think that because he knows that Jennifer is out of his league, he brings her up to show Jennifer, like, well, my ex is still around and I could have her if I want, in a way to kind of mess with her head and keep her humble. And I think that's an ugly duckling type of thing as a defense mechanism.
That's so true.
Yeah, because he knows, like, she can walk away from me if she wants to, but I have to keep her humble, let her know, well, I got my ex-wife right here waiting in the wings if I want to hop on that.
And that ain't going to work with her. That's not going to work with her, because there's another man that will be interested.
And I think that's the tactic. I think that's the tactic why, because when she was getting mad, he was, like, laughing about it a little bit.
Like he felt.
Yeah, he wasn't remorseful, so.
And he was nervous in that cab ride.
Yeah. Now, you guys, we have a new couple alert. I think this is the final couple that will actually meet this season that will follow. Benjamin and Akeyni, right?
Akeyni.
Okay, Akeyni. So we know that they met online. We see his son, and Stacey, I thought about you, because he actually doesn't even want to introduce his son to her until he knows that it's for sure. Not many or anybody really does that on 90 Day. You know, the kids are just part of it. What were your thoughts?
I love that. Yeah. I think it's healthy. I think it's smart. You're not dragged. Like I said, all these other kids, these other couples, these kids are pretty mature. They're like little adults the way they talk. And he's protecting his son. He's like, I don't want you to see, like, in the future that I'm with this person. Oh, whatever happened to that person? Whatever happened to that one that I connected with? You know, and that's hard for a kid. They don't understand. And growing up, that's what they're going to think that's life. So I like that a lot.
Right. And we're going to see him have to go through hoops with Akeyni's dad and brother. And she explains how you have to be friends with the brother in order to get to the dad.
And the bride pay.
That is real
That's
talk.
how you do it. That's like...
Listen, they
it's
don't
work.
The men in African families, they don't be playing. No you have to make sure that they're all on your team.
And do you think that they'll approve of him?
No.
I actually think that Benjamin,
why?
Benjamin the person that they'll like, but the fact that he has a lot of baggage and he's divorced is going to be an issue.
With a child.
Yeah, and she said to her friend, I'd rather be a friend to the child than act like, a stepmom or a mom, which, I mean, I can respect that. You're not
That's
the mom.
hard, yeah.
You can be the friend, but you still have to, I don't know if he's going to be okay with that. I think he's looking for someone to be a figure, a mom figure in his life too. So I feel like it just, based off of what he needs, that is not gonna.
Because he said it's a deal breaker, didn't he?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
I think she's I like her though.
Yeah.
I like their first initial meetup.
Me too.
I was like, whoa! I did not see that coming.
Caught me off guard.
These two are going to fall in love for sure.
All right, so news and gossip. Linda, what you got?
So we have Rebecca. Rebecca put out a video after this episode aired, basically saying that she was in the wrong. She should have listened to Ziad, and that the shirt that she was wearing, perhaps it was a little too sexy. So let's play the video.
Okay, I do want to address one thing really quickly. I was wrong for what I did. Of course, I should have respected what Ziad told me. What he asked me first. He didn't tell me first. There's a lot that you don't see that went into that scene that happened. But let me explain a little bit so that I don't get quite as much hate for this. My ex was very controlling. He told me everything to do, everything to wear, and all of this. In all of the time that I've known Ziad, he never once told me anything, and so I reacted poorly. It was a bad decision on my part, and I should not have argued with him the way that I did. And I did eventually, you'll have to watch and see what happens next week. But I just want to make that clear.
Girl.
Right?
That's the
Tune
only
in.
person that
was smooth.
self-reflected.
That was smooth.
I'm glad she's
on our list.
I mean,
responsibility.
And then what I thought was great about this, so Tim posted this on his Instagram. And coming soon, if you're a fan of the show, some of the cast members surprised a little girl who was getting bullied in school. Let's all help teach children the right way to be, to spread love, not hate. And Darcy came on this video. They did a live chat with her, and it was just really, really special because the little girl, you guys, she was just so sweet, and she felt so sad. And 90 Day Fiancé is one of the shows that she loves watching, so it was really nice that Tim and Darcy were able to do that for her.
That's cute.
Yes. And then I just thought this was funny. Tim posted this as well. I want the glossy look. I want people to know I don't do physical labor, because as you saw with the preview for the next episode, how Jennifer calls him a pussy, and you see his nails are glistening. And then on the right, you see Caesar, who's from his same hometown, coincidentally. Yeah, they're both from the same place.
Wow.
Yes, the pussy look. Say no more, fam.
Is that Maria in the background?
I mean,
no face, no case.
Yeah. And then so he says, whoever made this, we should be friends. And he's like, funny. So yeah.
Nice.
That was fun.
And that's it for news and gossip. Let's get into predictions. Quick predictions.
Your
What you got?
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'll go. I think Tim and Jennifer will finally find out what his big secret is, and it's going to be nothing that any of us ever guessed. I think that she is going to start to have some doubts about him, just because she's going to see how he's a little I don't know, something. Mm-hmm. That's my prediction.
Okay.
I don't think Benjamin's going to be able to make this bride pay. I think he's going to walk off very disappointed in this situation.
Oh, the dowry?
Yeah.
Stacey?
I think there's going to be more with Rebecca and Ziad in this whole controlling thing. I think she's going to react in more ways than just this.
I think that when we see Avery and Omar together without the mom there, we might see how their relationship might not be as good as they make it seem. Hope not, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. I feel like she's right now, even though she's causing drama, she's
the chaperone.
She's kind of it may be why they're both on their best behavior.
She's filtering that.
She is, that's the vibe that I'm getting. But you guys know you can catch us here same time every week, same faces. Go ahead and keep the comments rolling. The party does not stop. Where can everyone find you guys?
Guys, all across social media, Linda is so girly.
Hey guys, you can find me at Stacey_Olivas and at 90 Day Fiance now.
Find me on Instagram at IamB_Chianne.
And follow me all over at Hey Alex Bowers. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.